Beyblade X, a game that not many people think would be competitive, has a very huge competitive player base. Now, not gonna lie, it's a little bit crazy, yes, but recently I flew all the way to Los Angeles for a Beyblade tournament with a $1.5 thousand cash prize pool. Sponsored by Toyota at Collectors Expo. So, lo and behold, it was a crazy tournament. A lot of amazing competitors out there. Now, you're not going to believe this, but if you stay tuned, you'll find out that at this tournament, I may or may not have defeated the US national champion, or at the very least, the California representative that was representing the US during the World Series. Yeah, I defeated ElenaBey at this tournament. Funnily enough, let's go ahead and get into the video. So the way that this tournament worked was that it was a set of 1 first to 5 points wins, and then moves on to the next round. However, it was a double elimination tournament, so you would just keep going on. If you lose 2 matches, you are eliminated from the tournament. And I was really unlucky in the fact that I got matched up against ElenaBey round 1. I was terrified because I was like, oh shoot, this is the lady who won the Anime Expo US National Qualifiers. And right off the bat, I started by self-KOing my Shark Scale against Elena. And then in our next battle, I win with my Pegasus Blast on Wheel 960 Taper against her Shark Scale on 170 Low Rush, is what I'm pretty sure it was on. And now, it is my Wizard Rod versus her Aero Pegasus. And yeah, Wizard Rod tanking pretty much everything Aero can dish out, and it was really terrifying seeing Aero almost knock my Wizard Rod out. And now we reshuffled, and my Pegasus Blast is not doing too well against her Wizard Rod on 160 Hexa, but it did get a crazy hit, okay? But yeah, this was not my best showing. Blast Tornado stalling around the Wizard Rod. 1 big hit. But that used up all of Blast's stamina, so Blast ends up being outspun by Wizard Rod here, leaving the score at 3-1. But my Wizard Rod gets a huge hit against the Shark Scale that Elena's using. And now that we can see this here, it's slowing down. My Wizard Rod is tanking everything, and her Shark Scale is about to be outspun. It'll fall over now. And, yep, score is 3-3. And we can see here that I get a perfect stall around the extreme rail, and her Pegasus Blast self-extremes, making me win the set. So I move on to the next set. And going on to the next opponent here, we can see... So, a little something I can say right ahead is that I lost my next 2 matches immediately after beating Elena. Lo and behold, Rasami does something cool into Rasami immediately loses. Is a true combo, funnily enough. But, yeah.
Score is now 1-0, and going up ahead, it is my Pegasus Blast versus their Aero Pegasus, and Aero almost immediately knocks out my Blast. So, on to the next match, which is going to be my Wizard Rod versus their Mummy Curse. Kind of terrifying seeing Mummy Curse, considering at the time of this recording, Mummy Curse was still really not really known in terms of what it does. So it's just kind of terrifying to see because you didn't know what Mummy Curse does. And I was like really banking on Wizard Rod to just do its thing and outspin me. And it does. As we continue on, it's Arrow Pegasus versus Pegasus Blast again. Hopefully I don't get knocked out here. I don't remember what happened here, actually. I'm pretty much reacting to this in the same time y'all are. Mostly because I don't exactly remember how everything went. But yeah. I didn't get knocked out, but Arrow did outspin Blast, so not looking good for me here. And then Shark Tail versus Mummy Curse. I almost ended up getting extremed there because Mummy's Curse has quite the attack power when it hits the protrusion in a crit spot, so I was really hoping for Miracle Burst here, but Mummy has a lot of stamina. And there it goes. And I lost that.
If you're still watching this video, go ahead and comment Night Shield. I'll know you're a real one who stayed this long into the video if you've actually commented that in the comment section. But yeah, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, please. It really does help out the channel gain more traction. I'm trying to hit the goal of 1,000 likes. Oh, no, sorry, 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2026. Please, it will really help me out here. Anyways, onto the opponent that I'm facing. I may or may not have lost to this person as well. This is my Shark Scale versus their Wizard Rod, and crazy enough, I was really hoping that Wizard Rod would scrape hard enough for me to outspin, but no, my Shark Scale lost that. And it's their Silver Wolf versus my Wizard Rod now, and Wizard Rod unfortunately just kept tornado stalling for me here. Not really a fan of that one. Yeah. As we can see... Sorry. As we can see, it's just another boring stamina battle here. Wizard Rod versus Silver Wolf. The Silver Wolf is really low on stamina here. And it'll fall over eventually. But I do outspin the Silver Wolf here. Alright, now that the shuffle is over, it's Shark Scale versus Wizard Rod again, and my Shark Scale gets pocketed and barely escapes the pocket, but it doesn't have nearly enough stamina needed to actually beat Wizard Rod. And now it's Blast versus Whale, and, well, my Blast does that. Now it's Wizard Rod versus Silver Wolf again. Wizard Rod stalling around the corner here. It does hit Silver Wolf one time, hits it again onto the extreme rail to try and waste some of that Silver Wolf stamina. And as you can see here, Silver Wolf is tilting pretty hard, and Wizard Rod is still standing strong, but Silver Wolf restabilizes itself, and Wizard Rod tilts it again, and Silver Wolf falls over. Scores 4-3. And now it's my Wizard Rod versus their Wizard Rod because we've shuffled. Their Wizard Rod gets stuck in the little hole of the extreme rail. And I go ahead and I hit it once pretty hard onto the extreme rail to try and waste its stamina just a tiny bit, but I don't think it's going to work out because their Wizard Rod is on a much higher stamina bit than mine. And you can see that my Wizard Rod here is slowing down exponentially while their Wizard Rod is still going completely strong. And as you can see here, Wizard Rod, normal Wizard Rod things. Like I said, if you haven't hit the like bell, if you haven't hit the like, commented, or subscribed yet, can you go ahead and do that real quick, please? But yeah, that's going to be everything. This has been RoboBaycrafter Rasami Baycraft signing off. Later!